Hi, I'm Elaine, and today I'm going to tell you all about different kinds of squirrels. I don't think you have ever saw a squirrel as close up as it is in the picture. But if you really like squirrels like me, how do you know more about squirrels if you can't examine squirrels really closely because they'll just run away whenever they see you? Well, you're in luck because this speech is all about squirrels. Without further ado, let's get started. First, there are three main types of squirrels. Before we get into that, let's talk about the species of the squirrel. The squirrel is a mammal and a rodent. There are more than 200 species of squirrels. That's a lot of species of squirrels. As I said before, there are three main types of squirrels: tree squirrels, ground squirrels, and flying squirrels. Tree squirrels live in the trees and they're super good at climbing trees, which is good if they really want to get away from predators or humans. Ground squirrels are true to their name and live on the ground. I'm pretty sure they kind of dig burrows like groundhogs and some other animals. And lastly, flying squirrels have bat like wings so they can fly from branch to branch and from tree to tree. I think that's really cool. Next, let's talk about the extinction status. The extinction status is basically how much a type of animal is extinct. If an animal is extinct, it's not living anymore. Most squirrels are least concern, which means their population is growing. But some squirrels are endangered. One type of squirrel, the Namdafa flying squirrel, is critically endangered, which means super close to becoming extinct. Next, let's talk about the life cycle of the squirrel because we need to know how the population is growing anyway. Well, they're having babies, and those babies are having more babies, and so on. When a baby squirrel is born, it doesn't look like a squirrel. It's pink and hairless, toothless, and blind. But by the time it's ready to leave the nest, which means it's about 7 to 8 months old, it has probably developed some fur and kind of looks like the squirrel at the bottom, except older because they're about to mate. Squirrels mate at 1 year old, and the female squirrels have 2 to 8 baby squirrels at a time. Since now we know about how baby squirrels look like and have a little detail on those, let's talk in more detail about their adulthood. The size of a squirrel in adulthood ranges greatly because there are a lot of species. The smallest squirrel in the world is called the African pygmy squirrel. It's 2.8 inches long and is 10 grams heavy. That's really, really light. The longest and largest squirrel in the world is the Indian giant squirrel. And you can probably figure out why they're called giant because they are giant. They are about 36 inches long, which is a yard, and they weigh 1.8 kilograms. That's super heavy for a squirrel. Gray squirrels, the kind of squirrels you see every day, kind of are in the middle of those. Next, let's talk about the features of a squirrel. The features of our squirrel are basically what makes a squirrel a squirrel. Squirrels are slender and have pretty big eyes, like you can see in both pictures. Squirrels also have sharp claws, like the claws gripping onto the branch in the picture on the top. They have sharp claws because, mainly for tree squirrels, they need to climb trees a lot. But if you've ever tried to rock climb or do something like that without any equipment, it's hard. So squirrel claws help them grip onto the bark so they won't fall and injure themselves. Squirrels also have super bushy tails, and I think one use for them is they wrap their tails around them in the winter time to stay warm so they won't freeze. Honestly, I think that the tail of a squirrel kind of looks like a bunch of cotton balls stuck together. They must be really soft when you touch them. Next is the fur color. There are more fur colors for squirrels than you might think. Sure, there are gray squirrels, which are the squirrels you basically see every day. There are also blonde squirrels, even though I didn't put them in the picture, in these pictures. I think blonde squirrels kind of look like white squirrels, except their hair is more yellowish, like blonde hair for humans. Red squirrels are not actually red, they're kind of reddish brown. If you've noticed, my profile picture on the Google Classroom is a red squirrel. An example of a red squirrel is the right picture on the bottom. The left picture on the bottom is a picture of a black squirrel, and black squirrels can either be all black or not all black. They might have like black bodies or and different colored tails, for example. Brown squirrels are mainly fox squirrels, and fox squirrels, I'm pretty sure they're named fox because they look like foxes. And lastly, white squirrels, like the picture on the top, are white. Some white squirrels have red eyes, but don't worry, they're not creepy. A fun fact is I'm pretty sure that white squirrels are the only type of squirrels that can have red eyes, although I'm not that sure. I'm pretty sure all the other squirrels have black eyes. The diet of a squirrel ranges greatly. No, I'm not talking about diet, like if you want to lose weight. I'm actually talking about what kind of food that squirrels like to eat. They like to eat nuts, fungi like mushrooms, fruits, eggs, plants, meat, small insects, maybe even small animals, and they can eat up to 1 pound of food per week. That's a lot of food. That's basically what I know about squirrels. Thank you.